Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CTW Change the World. And my name still remains Valentine Daniel. And today, it's another fantastic episode that you don't want to miss. How with me, Lexi K, very important personality. Thanks, Lexi K, for coming through. Today, we're going to be looking at two important people, and these two people are our subject for today. These two people are playing fantastic role in the society. But, we've seen so many reactions, so many comments from different people concerning these two people, bashing them or commending them for their good works. So today we really want to look closely, and talk about their achievements, about what they stand for, about how they've been able to add value to people, how they've been able to affect people positively, how they've been able to change lives and change the world at large. Don't forget, this is CTW Change the World. So we are talking about people that is changing the world and that is affecting life positively. And we are talking about VDM and DEEONE. So, but I don't want us to be talking out of point, or want to be sentimental, or want to be, so we want to be able to talk about them based on fact. Yes, based on fact.
That's right.
Exactly. So that is what we're going to be doing. So VDM fans, please come forward. DEEONE fan, please come forward. This is not going to be sentimental. It is based on fact. So let's go into it straight up. So I will be reading out some of VDM, what VDM stands for and what DEEONE stands for, what they represent. And let's go now. VDM. VDM says, number one says, VDM is revolutionizing public education through his NGO. He has an NGO. So that's number one. Number two is empowering youth through NYSC engagement. That is two. Number three, VDM is promoting transparency and accountability. That is three. Number four, challenging unethical practices. That is number four. Number five, advocacy against police brutality. These are what VDM stands for, according to fact. Yes, according to fact. These are what it stands for. And let's go to DEEONE. DEEONE, number one, establishing a successful stand-up comedy career. 1. 2. Winning prestigious comedy competitions. Number 3. Collaborating with top Nigerian comedians. Number 4. Building a strong social media presence. And number 5. Maintaining personal integrity on public platforms. These are what DEEONE stands for. Lexi, I really want us to look at this closely and break it down so that the people can really understand and really see who is changing the world and who is adding value, who is imparting the people based on fact. So let's take it one after the other, side by side. Number one for VDM says revolutionizing public education through his NGO. What's your take?
Yeah, my take on that is that for me, I feel like VDM is doing what is right, He's, living in purpose, because the purpose why every man is created into this world is to make the world, the primary assignment, for every man is to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Make people around you feel safe and make them experience peace.
Yeah.
And have joy. That's the highest achievement ever any man can have in this world, that to make you say, oh, I have lived a life of fulfillment.
Yeah.
And all that. So I feel like VDM is doing the right thing, because it takes a lot for you to wake up and sleep with the burden of your people in your heart. Looking at the education sector, trying to reform what is wrong in that sector, by saying, oh, I think my people can live better. I think the young ones that are coming up now, they deserve a better environment of learning in order for whatever they are learning to sink into their head. And VDM is taking that upon his shoulders to make sure he do the right thing. So I give him kudos for that, and I'm so happy for him. He's just a young man who deserves to be the head of a nation, and I pray that God will push him there to that level because of the kind of heart that he has.
It is adding value to the public education through his NGO.
Yeah.
So a man with a vision is a man that has an NGO, trying to use his NGO to affect people positively.
Yeah, that's what life should be all about. Whatever you have, you are supposed to use it to serve humanity. You have to have humanity at heart. You know, that's what life is all about. Life might not favor everybody at the same time. But you see, with those who are opportuned to have life and have all that life has to give to them that is good things, they are also supposed to make those at that point when they are experiencing, completely the opposite of what life is meant to be. They are supposed to make them feel safe and secure and experience joy as well, which I think is part of what VDM is doing. He is wiping the tears of the poor. He's helping the poor ones that cannot stand up for their rights, the oppressed, the depressed, the trampled upon. He's helping them to get up on their feet and helping them to fight for what is their rights. By helping some people to recover back their money. And so he's doing a lot at the same time. He's doing a lot at the same time. And I will always give him applause for that.
And it's number 3, is number 3 one of the responsibility that he put upon himself here. Number 3 said promoting transparency and accountability.
Yeah, if you look at him, you will see that VDM is somebody who, always say it, that his integrity is still the number 1 right now.
The ultimate.
He's still the ultimate in the country. He has never said that he is the only man, in the country with integrity. But who else have you seen that is right now in the spotlight like VDM is? That is trustworthy, that can say it the way it is, that can see injustice and be worried and bothered until he sees justice. There are not too many people like that right now in the country who can look into the eyes of the people that take the place of principalities and powers in this country and say the truth to power. VDM is the only man right now. He's not the only man though. There are few other people that are activists that can say it the way it is. But right now, regardless of the fact that your head can be taken for it, anything can happen to you, all in the cost of fighting for other people, not fighting for yourself right now. VDM is still always out there, to make sure he fights for his people, not for himself. He's fighting for his people, even though at the end of the day, he's going to take kudos, he's going to win trophies for the reason of what he's doing, but it is worth it because you're bringing out yourself out there. You're laying your life. You're putting your life on the line. So trust me, this guy is a goat.
And I think this guy is so transparent, and his level of accountability is on the high side, such that he will come out and say the way it is. Saying, I don't want anything from this. I am just saying it. I want you guys to be aware. I want you guys to know, as if though he owns the people some forms of explanation or whatever. So
yeah. I feel like he's a man that is teaching the society what the government should be teaching the society. You know, accountability is what the government should be teaching. That's the message they should be preaching to the society. You know, you just don't get up because you have the power to do whatever you want to do and just do it without knowing that, oh, I'm meant to be accountable to my people.
Yeah.
You understand? So
my followers.
It's more or less like, to me right now, the country is getting it wrong, and then VDM is doing the work of God by redirecting the country, showing to the society by a lifestyle what the society is meant to look like.
Wow. You know, another one is saying here is challenging on ethical practices, you know, everywhere, and advocating against police brutality. And I think he's even doing much more beyond the police brutality.
He's doing much more beyond,
Much more
He's
beyond
touching the EFCC, touching the correctional center, there was a time he exposed this, corruption going on in the correctional center,
yes,
which has to do with Bobrisky, blah, 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 blah. You know the story,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
the whole
Everybody
story.
knows.
And then at the same time, it's something that has to do with the EFCC then too. And from there, he began to touch all of these things, even though we know that some things are not right, but, we in a very long time, we have not seen anybody who come out and speak directly to power like VDM is doing right now.
Let's see, what could be driving that guy? What could be the driving force?
Yeah, the driving force for me, if you look at, let's take for example, look at Jesus Christ.
Okay.
In the Bible in his days. The only thing that has saved Jesus Christ before his last day on earth was truth. Yeah. When you operate on the platform of truth, you're always above everything, You're always above everybody. When you operate on that platform of truth, is a force. Truth on its own is a force.
Yes.
Is a seed.
Yes.
That will make you become fearless.
Yes.
You will respect people, but you'll be fearless. Nobody can threaten you, and because you're operating on such platform, is a power, is a driving force that nothing can crush. And that's why you see that even if the speaker, is laid to rest at the end of the day, that truth still lives.
Yes, forever. Wow. Because sometimes I used to like, man, this guy is everywhere, sowing the seed, establishing something, passing a message across to the people, becomes an example, a great leader indeed. So kudos, man, kudos, great work. And now let's go straight to D1's Day One. D1 number 1 said establishing a successful stand-up comedy career.
D1, from what I, checked about him, he's just a guy that I feel like, he's looking for popularity.
No, I think he's popular already, because look at him. He's a comedian. Successful stand-up comedy career.
For me, I think D1 is still not there yet. He's not there. So he knew, from what he knew, that he is not there yet. That's why he's struggling to make himself be seen and be heard by people. Because in the history of comedy in this country, at least I've lived for a few years, I have not seen anything
the top
like
comedian.
Yeah, I started hearing about D1 because I'm an internet person too, to a large extent, and what I see D1 doing the most is not even the comedy thing. Is when he started coming after VDM. Okay. That's when I started giving him audience to see some of the things he's saying, if those things are actually truth about VDM. And then I've discovered that, man, in my own opinion, I just feel like this guy is just looking for popularity. It's just trying to gain audience and all that. So it's just like that.
Judging by what we have here for D1, he has won, some couples of comedy competitions. He's collaborating with top Nigerian comedian, build a strong social media presence, maintaining personal integrity on public platform. So this is not sentiment. Just like what I said, it's not about bashing anybody. It's not about standing against anybody. It's about facts.
It's for educational purposes.
Exactly, because your work will speak for you. Yes, your work will speak for you. What you stand for will speak for you. So here for D1, I didn't see anything like NGO. I didn't see anything like he's trying to empower people. Probably he might be adding value to people through his comedy career.
Yeah, of course. We're always doing something.
Exactly.
It's either you're doing the right thing or the wrong
Wrong
thing.
thing.
But you cannot stay idle. You just have to be doing something because that's the way the world works.
Okay. But for me, what I don't understand is VDM has been on this platform doing his best, putting in work, to make sure he becomes a great leader indeed to his followers, an example, a role model, a landmark. So, what all of a sudden, I just stumbled on D1. Like, we know D1 from the days of Big Brother Naija.
Yes. Yeah.
Big Brother, and from there, the comedy and all that. So at some points, I'm not really seeing him in the comedy space. So before I now started seeing him speaking against or bashing VDM. So at a point, I was like, I thought probably they met somewhere. Maybe they had some issues. Probably they met somewhere. We don't know. This life is a small world. So probably they met somewhere and they had some issues and they started bashing him and they started coming against him and all that. So what could have happened?
Well, in my own opinion, if I will say, I wouldn't like to say what I don't know yet, but from what I have seen, I just feel like it's just all internet thing. In this day and age now, people just want to come out and say whatever they like because the internet space is there. Once you get your data, you get your ring light, and you get your phone, you can just come out and say whatever you like. And for me, I think D1, like I said, is still looking for popularity, still trying to find himself. Yeah.
The man that is still trying to find himself.
He's still trying to find himself, He's trying to find his identity. So it's a very crazy thing. When a man is finding identity, you don't know who you are yet. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing yet. And it's most time very bad when nothing is working for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
From a Big Brother Naija housemate, not making it to even the quarterfinal, the early days in Big Brother Naija, always fighting, quarreling and all that, and then not even making it to quarterfinal. Because not making it to quarterfinal means that people won't see your face frequently.
Exactly.
So maybe you got evicted even the first round. You didn't even make it to the second round.
Yeah.
You understand? So people didn't really notice him like that. And then he came out, pick up a comedy, career. Still the comedy thing. I know of I Go Die. I know of Akpororo. I know of
couples of those.
A lot of them I know of.
And they are doing well.
And I used to see their face every now and then.
Yes.
But D1, I don't know. So the only time I'm getting to hear his voice more now and seeing his face, time to time on the internet is when it came about this VDM's thing. Always criticizing VDM's work and some of the things it stands for and all that. So this, I would say that D1 is now becoming popular now. People are getting to know him more. You understand?
Yes.
So I just feel like he's just doing everything to put himself out there.
But putting yourself out there is not as important as giving yourself to the work. Is not as important as knowing yourself, discovering yourself, because when you put yourself out there, what are you going to be giving to the people?
Yeah, he has his content.
You said something. You said, his identity crisis. Yes, he's trying to find himself. So
that's what I think.
Exactly. So if it is like that, you can't put yourself out there without you being able to find yourself, because that thing you found about yourself, that will be what you'll be putting, because you have to be feeding the people.
You have to be consistent.
Exactly.
With whatever you start with.
Yeah. So what are you gonna be feeding the people when you put yourself out there? Now the people now know you.
He's already feeding the people. You can see that he's feeding the people already.
Oh, with what he's doing right now?
Like I said before, like we are all created into this world to come and do something, to fulfill our purpose on earth. So now you have to figure out your own purpose.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to figure it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that will figure it out yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said earlier on, I said, is either you are on the right or you are on the left, which is the wrong. Yeah. So whichever way you choose to go, you will be the one to design, your life yourself, and you'll be the one to pick up your destiny yourself, that this is what I want to be doing. And as you can see, D1 has picked up a path and is running on that path already, which is coming after the people that are doing what is beneficial to the society.
Great works.
Criticizing whatever they are doing. And trust me, I feel like we need people like D1 sometimes. There's a reason for everything. So that whosoever that is on the right path too won't feel too relaxed and get comfortable and say that, oh, I think I am there now. I think everybody now loves me. Whatever I tell them now, they can believe it.
Yeah.
There's a need for a little bit of D1 in VDM's life.
To push you.
To
spank you.
To push, to prune.
Yes.
And to always adjust him, to make him sit right.
Yes.
So I feel like there's a need.
To make you feel you are not there yet.
You are not there yet.
You still have a whole lot of work
to make you feel people are watching me. Whatever I do counts.
Yeah.
So I have to do right.
So but every VDM out there needs
a little touch of D1 in their life. Irrespective of the fact that D1 is not doing the right thing.
Yes.
But every VDM needs a touch of D1 to make them sit right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means at the same time we can boldly say D1 is doing the right thing to VDM, or as against VDM.
He's doing the wrong thing to VDM. He's doing the wrong thing against VDM, but he's working right for VDM. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's working together for good.
He's working for VDM's good.
Yes.
Because VDM needs those things.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Whether he knows it or not, he needs those things. And those things are part of the things still pushing him to the higher place. He's not there. VDM is not there yet.
No.
There's a place where VDM is going to.
He has not even
from
started.
What I'm seeing.
He
has not even started. So the earlier now, the better.
So that means, according to what you are saying, that means D1 is also doing something.
He's doing something.
He's also relevant.
He is.
He's also relevant.
He is.
So, but what he is doing, that is what matters. Not so much more what the people are saying. Yet, not so much more what the people are saying. The people will say anything, but this guy doesn't care. He keeps doing what he's doing. So what D1 is doing is that, can we target to a purpose too? Is that a vision? Is that a vision? Is that a purpose?
It's not a vision. I don't see what I don't see what D1 is doing as vision. That's not a vision. That's just like antagonizing somebody, you know. He's not doing with the right motive. Because if you look at it, the motive is wrong. Very, very wrong motive. But he's doing, he's doing what he is supposed to do. He's being used, not intentionally, He's very ignorant of the fact that he is being used.
So you think people are, he has some backup, towards what he's doing?
I'm not sure about that.
Or the being used is best known to you or best known to him?
Yeah, best known to him. But I'm not sure. I don't have facts. Yeah, okay. I don't have facts and evidences to prove that.
You just felt somebody that is doing like that.
Some group of people are pushing him to do what he's doing, but I just feel like he's being used.
One way or the other.
Other is being used. You can never be useless. No, there's nothing like being useless. We humans are the one that sees people as being useless sometimes, Everybody is useful, but what they are useful for now is what we need to look at. So in this part of the world, once you're not doing the right thing, people tend to say you are useless.
Once you are not doing the right thing.
Once you are not doing what they think is the right thing.
In their own eyes.
In everybody's eyes. Because everybody have their own opinion, whether you like it or not.
Yes.
No matter what you do in this world. Look at Jesus Christ now. He came for the purpose of saving the world and saving his people. He started with his people. Even in his own house, where he was born. Some people still did not respect him. Yes. Then his own people that he came for, just as Nigeria is now, his people were under serious oppression, slavery. They were suffering. They were under one government that was extorting them and all that. And Jesus came to say, I will give you people rest. I will help you out of this problem, this and that and that and this. Trust me, all Jesus' days on earth, he has people like D1. In his life.
Yes.
If someone like Jesus, the savior of the whole world, still have people like D1 in his days, in his life, and he never killed them, he never did anything wrong to them, he kept going because the aim is the purpose.
I never speak against them.
No.
I've not heard the VDM speaking against D1.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still driving there.
Okay.
I've never heard VDM for once said anything about D1. I've never heard anything like that. He has never said anything against D1 because it's a matter of truth and the opposite.
Yeah.
Truth does not need to advertise himself. Itself. Truth doesn't need a lot to advertise itself. But you see, the other one will have to keep shouting and keep ranting all the time and keep doing a lot to be noticed. So when you see truth as an adult and you see the other way around, you can easily spot by the activities they are taking on.
Yeah. So truth doesn't necessarily explain.
No, truth does not need to be loud. It's just a very silent voice.
Wow.
And then for the people who have the spirit of truth can notice it.
Yes.
That this is it.
Yes.
This is the original. This is the fake.
Yes.
Fake is always bling bling,
Yes.
And shining. That's why they tell you that all that glitters is not gold. You understand? All that glitters is not gold.
Because over time, I've noticed VDM is not saying anything,
He has never said anything.
He's not.
I've never heard him say anything.
I was that actually, as in I was shocked, and that actually elevates the level of respect I have for him. Like, You know, this is not an exchange of power. It's not a competition. Yes, he's not seeing this person as a competitor. We are not competing. We are not running the same race.
It's not a world of competition.
So why should I reply you? Why should I respond to you? Why should I, you know? And that speaks volume for me. That speaks volume. That shows a man that knows what he wanted. A man that knows where he's going. He knows this is a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I wanted to say he knows this can be a distraction, but no, I think he knows this is a distraction.
It is indeed.
By the time you started giving yourself to a distraction, you start losing the focus.
That's right. So true.
You start losing the focus.
So true.
Wow.
So true.
Wow.
Exactly what it is.
So according to this fact, according to these results we have here, so we can easily say VDM is changing the world.
Of course, VDM is turning the world around. Is notable for things that are good. Good things. And
good works.
VDM is a living legend. Is a true icon.
Yes.
You know, VDM is what should be referred to as sanity. Yes.
Wait, are you saying all this to make his head swell, or you know, his follower, or you are saying this, or this is coming from the depth of your heart based on your encounter with him, not as a person, not, you know, you've not met.
I've never met him in person. I don't even know if I will see him one day or not. But I'm just saying it the way I feel like it is. When you have the spirit of truth and you stand for justice, you hate justice. When you see somebody who is treading on that path, trying to make things right, you just automatically identify with the person. And that's all, you know. So all of the things I'm saying right now, I'm not saying it for VDM to either see me one day and recognize me.
You know, I'm asking it because that is what some people do. You know,
I'm not doing all of that.
Yes, I know.
You can see that even with DEEONE, I will never ever completely discredit DEEONE. One way or the other, we are all called to function in diverse areas in life. We all cannot be doing the same thing.
Sure.
That's why you have some people in the army, you have some people in the Air Force, you have some people in the Navy, you have some people in the police force, you have some people who chose the job of VIO and the road safety and the LASMA, you know,
different
so
areas.
on and so on. But wherever you find yourself, truth is one. Truth is just one. There is nowhere you see truth and it's taking a different shape. Is one. It's just one. Wherever you find yourself, make sure you function there with the spirit of truth. It is what it is, you know. And like I said, with someone like DEEONE, I can never wish him bad to say, oh, because he's doing this, he's doing that. One way or the other, God is using that guy to shape VDM into the right design.
Wow.
God is using that guy so that VDM will not relax and think, oh, I have arrived. God is using that guy for VDM to know that, oh, as much as some people want me to rise, as much as some people want me to live, as much as some people want me to function in good health and all that and have the same mind, at the same time, there are people on the other side who wish me the opposite of all of these good things. And you understand?
And DEEONE is just one of the people he can see. There are so many.
Where you say so?
Yes, I want to believe that.
Yeah.
There are so many people that they are not even coming online, or that they are not even talking.
That
they are not even.
They don't even have what it takes, but they are just against something that is good.
Exactly.
In their heart.
Exactly.
You know. So it's like that. You will always have people like that in this world, you know. That's why you have. It's not something to just do with even only DEEONE alone. You have the world leaders, the world powers, you know. They are like that too. Some people, some of the world leaders are like that too.
Yes.
That's why they don't want to see,
When you speak, when you say the truth,
when you say the truth,
they come after you.
when you have the boldness to confront and speak the truth to power, some people find it disrespectful. Some people find it challenging,
yes.
and they want to fight back, But it is what it is. You can't kill truth until,
Yes.
the right time that voice will be silenced. And before the voice of truth will be silenced, it must have done what it's meant to do.
Fulfill the purpose.
Fulfill the purpose.
And I don't even think it can be. It can be physically silenced, because let's assume you sweep that person off his feet. You sweep that person off his feet, and physically we cannot see this person. But I tell you, there is a voice that is always speaking, and that will speak till eternity, because a truthful person's name will be written in the sand of history. Open into the museum of history, the person's name will be written there. You will find the person there. You will find the person as is always there. You can't take it away. You can't take it away.
Of course.
You can't. So VDM is already living. He's already living like a legend. He's living an historical life. Yes.
He's not a talk person.
No.
He's a do and talk person. He's not a talk and do person.
He's living like a curriculum.
Yes. He's not a talk and do.
He's living like a course that you can study in
God
school.
bless you.
Like a faculty.
Yes.
Oh
VDM is a faculty. VDM is a subject.
A subject that you need to study,
that they need to impute
into the curriculum
of our education.
My God.
VDM is supposed to be exam questions.
Hey.
Yes. In the nearest future, in the next maybe 100 years after now, you will be seeing VDM. They will be setting VDM as exam questions. Who questioned the EFCC? Who said this about the EFCC at so time, at so year? So people will be reading him.
Just like we can say, who is the first woman to drive a car in Nigeria? Yes. Fela's mom.
Yes.
Who is
the first man? Who is the first guy to chase out, a gay person away from Nigeria? Who is the first guy that made EFCC to arrest and rearrest a cross-dresser at the airport of Nigeria? Who is the first person that took evidence to House of Rep? VDM is more than what we are explaining, to be honest with you. And I wish that guy is just, I wish the guy good health. I wish him protection to just keep doing what he's doing, and let the people who are there to criticize stay there to criticize, because one way or the other, like I said, VDM needs those people to make him sit right, knowing that people want my downfall. Let me not fall into this trap. Let me keep doing my thing. But I must commend him. Mr. Very Dark Man. Mr. Very Dark Man, but
Mr.
not
Vincent.
dark. Yes. Mr. Very Dark Man, but not dark mind.
Very dark man, but not dark mind.
Dark mind.
So because he's a dark man, it doesn't mean he has a dark mind.
No. Have you not seen a lot of people that will be answering bright? Victor. Bright Victor, but you are not bright. You understand? You just carry the name around, even though name is powerful.
Yes.
I've seen so many Victor that are not victorious.
Child,
you get?
I tell you,
it is not every Victor that is victorious.
Sometimes, as much as name is powerful, but we used to think our capacity depends on that name for us to function.
You have to still put in the work. Trust
Yes,
me, it's not just going to work like that.
Because this is a name that is a very dark man. On a good day, nobody wants to relate with that kind of name.
Very dark man. Very
man.
dark black man.
You will not like, what kind of...
He is dark in complexion.
Yes.
But his heart is not dark.
It's not.
Whereby you have some people saying bright.
Yes, they can say very bright, intelligent man.
Very bright, intelligent man. But God knows. You see some people are bearing Richard. Every Richard is supposed to be rich.
Ew.
You see some people bearing Richard, but Ogbeni.
oh my God.
You know, Richard, I'm not coming at you people. I was just talking.
Yeah, I tell you, this is sweet. You know, to as many youths out there, you know, you can tell for yourself. You know the truth. That's one thing about life. Everyone knows the truth, and everyone knows the opposite. It is crystal clear. So it now depends on you, the ones you want to choose, the ones you want to go for, the one you want to embrace, the one you want to welcome. So for me, to the youth out there, what the VDM is actually doing or saying is that it's showing an example of what everyone should do, of the path everyone should choose. Choose this path. Take this path. It doesn't cost you anything. Be truthful, be open, be transparent, be accountable, fight for people, stand for people, help people to discover themselves, to bring out the best in them. Help people to find their visions, find their dreams, their purpose in life. So I think that is what that man is doing. And I love that, because that is what we stand for here. This is CTW. CTW, change the world. So, and this guy is really changing the world in his own little space. So he's not a governor, he's not a senator, he's not in House of Rep, he's not even a councillor. He doesn't even have a company. Yes, he doesn't. But this is a guy that has the peoples in his heart. He carries the people in his heart. And it is simply because he believes so much more in the people, in these people. So much more in these people. So that is what I can say. Lexi, what do you have to say?
Yeah, like you rightly said, you have said it. And it is what it is, He's using his platform, the little power that God gave him, to help the people.
Yes.
And that's what the life should be all about.
Yes.
I wish that VDM has the power to change the country. It would have been a very lovely thing to see in this our own generation. To see that this our country is, getting changed, and people are doing the right thing that they are supposed to do. Everybody is being checked. Everybody is being called out when you do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And it will give us a kind of sense of accountability, and it will put the right values in people.
Yeah.
Not to do wrong, but to do right, knowing that we are living a life not just to come into this world and drink and eat and sleep and wake up, but we are living a life of legacy.
Yes.
That whatsoever we do today will be talked about tomorrow,
yes,
even when we are no longer here.
Yes.
And I pray that God will help all of us to stand the right way and do it right before we leave.
Wow. Wow. So you've heard it. You've heard it all. The choice is yours. If you want to go for truth wholeheartedly. Nobody can stop you. Show no fear. Show no fear, nobody can stop you. The other side too is open, is vacant, but I don't think it's good for anyone. I don't think it's good for anyone. We are all living to die, but the purpose is when you die, what would the people remember about you? What would the people say about you? You know? So, this is CTW. Don't forget, this is Change the World.